it is so beautiful to be here, and I see that one is pregnant, one is with small child, and all these responsibilities. When Gayatri asked me to just say something, you know, all this motherhood is a natural process, first of all. So we have to always understand that we are not doing much things. Everything is happening. We are supporting the flow. So the thought of tension or that will reduce basically, and perform whatever we can do best. So that will help us to understand the process of how the children is to be raised. And in when master was Paramhansa Yogananda was in the starting of years of his time in the US, he gives a lot of emphasis on character building in the children. It was his main emphasis. So there must be something behind that, because he wanted to bring ahead the great souls and their spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening is not meaning that you are not capable of working in the world. Rather, you are the powerful person. You become the powerful person who can lead the world. So because you have strong strength and lot of understanding which normal people don't have. So understanding that, let us see that when Gayatri gave me this title, staying even-minded and cheerful while balancing all the responsibilities of parenthood. So now it is parenthood. So both mother and father are involved in that. And I would say normally responsibilities word makes us little, little bit, we come under tension or stress because it is responsibility. How will I perform it? And then there is a title saying even-minded and cheerful. So we have to perform the responsibility. At the same time, we should be cheerful and even-minded. Cheerful is possible because we love our children. We love to be pregnant. That is why we are pregnant. And that is why I'm carrying a baby in my womb. And I'm mother or father. So it can be cheerful, but it is hard to become even-minded. And there rather everything goes maybe something different. And that is the challenge for us to be even-minded all the time, trying to understand it, what is happening in that child's life. And always we have to learn to be in the active role, but at the same time as an observer. What my child is doing, what are his thought patterns, and now how we have to direct it. Because, Master said that every child or every human being is the incarnation, and he carries all the traits of his vrittis from his previous life. And in this life, the past is just closed. The doors are closed for the past because God gives the one more opportunity to live better than the previous lives, and last, to get emancipated. Okay. So if the door is closed and we want to know, but when you, as a parent, this is our responsibility to observe the child's thoughts and the patterns. And this is very important, impartially, even-minded. Here is the main thing. Without, normally when it is our child, we ignore their faults and we think, no, maybe it is not that. No, even-minded we should be and see what is happening, because there is an opportunity to change his thoughts. Master said, Paramhansa Yogananda said, when the tree is in the sapling mode stage, you can change its form, its everything can be changed. When it becomes little bigger, it is little hard, but then also you can do the efforts. But when it becomes a tree, it is very hard to change anything in it. You have to accept as it is. So when the children are young, very small, in the womb, we have all the opportunities to perform that responsibility very nicely. And knowingly, unknowingly, I was doing that. I won't say that I was doing it intentionally, but for me, I know now that I was Guru's Paramhansa Yogananda's disciple from previous lives. And so I had a complete belief in his every word. And so he was guiding my life at the same time, the soul he had given me to take ahead in this life and guide his life also. So he was guiding our life. And my job was to remain open to what is happening. That I could do. And rather that also he got it done through me, that he kept me open whatever is happening, because various different things and various things happened in my life in that stage. Being an Indian, it was very hard to be a single mother, and to remain as a because as we got separated, it was very hard for me in the society also, handling that situation, and then concentrating on my child's studies and positive approach. See, when in the society, if everything is not conducive, you become little negative towards society. But not doing that, keeping the thoughts open, accepting what is happening, and then taking it ahead. So that our status helps the child also. Why I am telling this? Because whatever we are thinking, we are vibrations. We are not human beings. If you understand that, even a thought of today I have to do my child's this work, I'm today tired, that passes on to him or her without our understanding, because we are vibrations. So always be cheerful, sit for a while every day and think which responsibility we are going to take in this life. Because when I was Sagar was a child, he was a young boy, I was working in one of the government organizations very powerfully, and I was intelligent. So there would eventually, again and again, there would come the options for further promotions. But then I would think I have to opt it, but I cannot because I have this responsibility. And that time my mind would be a little bit not in peace. Lot of turmoil used to happen in my heart and in mind, because I cannot take the promotions. My people behind me are going ahead. But then I had to take, one time I sat and I made it a decision. Now onwards, I will not feel bad for this. I choose this thing of not taking a promotion, going ahead in my career. Rather, I will concentrate all my energies on his studies and on his becoming a good human being. Because by that time I was a Kriyaban, I was Master's disciple. And so I was knowing what is success. He has specifically mentioned what is a successful life. He says, moderately wealthy, abundantly healthy, and abundantly happy. So it was applicable to me, and it was now my responsibility to make my child like that. So all these things, small things, keeping in mind and always remaining cheerful, we have to do that. The child brings his past, but we have very good, strong opportunity of changing the future of this life. And that we can do. But when there are I will tell you a best good story about it, and then we will go in for any questions or something, because that time I can open up more easily. When Gautam Buddha was born, Gautam Buddha, he was a son of a king, and his birth chart was showing that he will be either a great emperor or he will be a great renunciate. He was a child of a king. How can a king accept this, that his child become a renunciate? So his parents, the king tried so much to keep him elevated, and all the affluence and all the wealth he would enjoy and remain in this world. But eventually, leaving all these things, he became a great renunciate. And then, but then, see now, what is the thing? If he would have been a big king, he would have ruled one nation, one kingdom. He would have helped people around in that kingdom. But here, he was helping the humanity, emancipation of people. He was already a liberated soul, but he came for that mission and trying to understand that and helping him. His parents couldn't do that, but then he had to opt that at some stage of his life. So we have to be always cautious, see where it is going. If it is going in the right upper direction, towards liberation, towards emancipation, towards helping others, and then for himself also. Where is joy lying? We have to understand slowly. Maybe we are in the world and it becomes hard to accept this, because all the children in the school or people around us just craving for name, fame, and prosperity, and that is considered to be the highest goal. But if we are here on this platform, want to know something different, this is the difference. We have to see that my child will be a great human being within himself, and around himself he will spread joy. He will be joyful and he will give joy. If we can do that and help in happening that, knowingly, unknowingly, I never claim that I have done it, but God helped me to do that. He wanted me to do that, and that role was given to me. So performing that role very nicely is very important. In between, and now I would say that if anybody wants to ask anything, that will be good, because when we have small children, they have their own tantrums, and we don't understand, but they always try to say something to you, and trying to understand that is very important. It's a big role. Rather, mother plays a big role in child's life when that child is small. And knowing that, I would say, don't hesitate to be courageous, to let go every other responsibility for some time of your life, 4 or 5 years, when your child is in great need of your help, when the child is in the womb, and maybe when that child is maybe till it goes to the age of 5, 6. Give all priority to that child. Just forget all other responsibilities, because that is the highest dharma at that time. And we have taken it by our choice. Once we take a responsibility by our choice, we have to perform it to the maximum. That is the, really speaking, that is the success. What is success for a mother? To bring the child to that level of understanding where everyone around her, around him will be happy and joyful. So yes, for that, whatever we want to need, because everyone is in different role. Someone must be working continuously. If you are in some IT job, the responsibilities are more, timings are crazy. Now when you are working from home, people say that when we are working from, it is more challenging, because you are always expected to be on your desk. So that is also a challenge. But always we have to keep it in mind. It is not quantity of time. It is the quality of time what we give it to child makes matter. 24 hours if you are around him, but you are in your things, and you are always on your phones, discussing something, and on your televisions. What is the use that you are 24 hours with your child? But if you don't, if you are not with him, because for me it was like that. I was a working woman. So whatever time I was getting, I was knowing this is precious for me and my son. And I would use it very carefully. Except my office hours, I would never allow him to be separate from me. It is cautiously taken decision. I had taken it. And because, sometimes we have to look at the nature. Because animals, they don't have their ego, Master said. And they follow the nature's law. And we have to follow nature's laws. Because we are also animals of this kingdom. And what are the nature's laws? When the baby is small, how the mother takes care of her child, of her whatever, maybe kitten, maybe whatever it is, cub, or how they take pony. The mother is always around that small one. So are we like that? Are we constantly observing, trying to understand, providing the child whatever it is needed? So let us see if we can do that. And if we are not doing that, just sit for a while, think about the responsibility. It's a beautiful responsibility, It's a beautiful responsibility we are taking to bring one high soul in this world who can help this world, at the same time who can help himself. It is not just, Master always said, it is not just taking a birth, growing up, having a job, getting married, having children, after some time dying. It is not life. And if we know it, we can just imbibe these things into child, slowly, according to his age. Last thing I would like to say that normally we think that children follow what we say, but it is not true. If you preach them high things, but we are not following it righteously, children follow what we do, not what we say. So what you are doing, we should be very cautious. If you are speaking on the phone, you are in one place, and on the phone you are saying someone, you are in the different place. The child is listening to you. And then he thinks, oh, this is the right way. My mom is doing like this. And he develops that style. Though you tell him whatever, be truthful, this, that, but we are not truthful within ourselves. So unknowingly, we are passing on the wrong things to our children. And though the child is in the womb, he is completely alive. So always know that he is having your vibrations. He is knowing your thoughts. He is taking every breath from your breath, from your life force. So my life force should be pure, absolutely pure. That is the responsibility. This is the responsibility as a parenthood. Parenthood doesn't happen, really speaking, from the moment the child takes birth. Rather, it starts from the thought when you think that we should have a child. That is the point where the parenthood starts. Then you attract, by Master has given the technique of attracting higher souls into your life, because they are waiting in the ether and they don't have good wombs. They cannot take birth in any womb because their consciousness is high. Then it is our responsibility to become that consciousness, come to that consciousness level and accept that responsibility of bringing high consciousness, the soul of high consciousness into our womb and give it to the world. Because his journey, we are helping towards emancipation. Just That is why we should be even-minded and little bit, you can say, non-attached. Always think that this is a great soul. It is coming to me and this is my responsibility. And always keep special time for him and let him understand, for mother, I'm a special thing. Let him realize that, because that gives, joy. It is joyful that I'm special for someone and she's my mother. So always be in that thing. And if you have any thoughts or anything to ask, please ask. Otherwise, then I can go ahead.
If anyone has any questions, you can just unmute and ask,
Yeah.
or you can type it in also.
Yeah. So now then I will tell you, when now I have to tell some of my experiences, impersonal. I cannot remain always impersonal. So when I was working and I had this responsibility, I had to keep him in babysitting. There were many children always. I had to take care that how he has been taken care of. So that was a challenge. So when I would bring him back home, I was always cautious. This is my very important time. I should not use it for any other thing. Rather, I should be around him and making him aware that what is good, what is right, what is wrong. And yeah, good books were always around me, because Sagar read Autobiography of a Yogi. My son read it on maybe at the age of 8 or 7 or 8, something, whatever he understood at that time. But he enjoyed it, uh, and because that was around there on the coffee table. So whatever good books you have, don't keep them on the higher shelf because they are precious. Rather, they should be on your coffee table because they are precious. One should read it. Just by opening the book, looking at the pictures, trying to understand something, they get many things. They understand how to be around good things always. Okay, so take care that what is around, lying around you, what are you watching, because they have the greatest power to receive. They are very much receptive at that age, and we are the responsible people for that. And doing this intentionally is cheerful. Of course, you want a child, so it is, you are inviting him, her in your life, so you are always joyful. But sometimes the things are not the same way. We don't remain cheerful. But when you are not cheerful, try to discuss with your child. He understands. He understands what you are saying, but in a cheerful, positive way, not in a negative way. So always we have to make efforts that our child develops the quality of going into positive state, thinking positively, taking righteously. So always take efforts for that. Instead of telling this is wrong, that is wrong, no, give him the right direction, her right direction towards wherever you want to do these things. And when you are when the child is little bigger, keep few rules. Okay, yes, there should be something. There are rules. Even Master said this complete creation is created on some basic rules. Otherwise, it wouldn't have possible. So, creator, the spirit has created this on the two things. Is one is duality, and the second is the three gunas. This tamas, elevating, darkening, and highly spiritual. On this basis and duality, always there is a positive, there is a negative. On that basis, this complete creation is best. If it is that, our life should be based on something. So these things which are basic, you should make it very clear to your child. Adhere to this, follow this all throughout your life. These are the basic things of life. And then relax and give him all the opportunities that he or she wants to explore. So whichever field he or she wants to go, aspiring for the highest positive thing. Okay? Don't, because now when we know money is not always the thing that we should look for, we should develop in the quality that he will be happy always. Because a person who is happy always within makes the surrounding happy, knowingly or unknowingly. So that, because then in your life ahead, he will be a positive pole for you to look at him or to enjoy his success, enjoy her success, her positive approach towards life. You will not be grieving as an old mother, oh, my child is not doing good and I have to take care, I have to. You will say, wow, he is or she is handling her life so nicely. I could do something good with her. This is the successful parenthood, I would feel. And always tell yourself, I am enjoying, make it your affirmation, I am enjoying my motherhood or I am enjoying my fatherhood. Always keep on affirming. So that makes you, sometimes I want to go for something, I cannot go, and that thought, but immediately bring it to that level. I am enjoying my parenthood. And that affirmation will help us in remaining centered and not getting here and there. So that is done. One sec. Then about when the life comes, then comes the responsibilities of habits, developing habits. Just watch which habits they are developing, even for eating, for thinking, for anything, how the habits are developing. When you see that his habit is not good, try to change it. See, Master never said, or anyone never said that don't change, let them grow the way they want. Otherwise, he would not say when the sapling is small, you can turn it, you can give it a shape. He wouldn't have said that. But when he is saying that you have to do, that means he wants us to do that. And we have to do whatever responsibility we have taken. So doing it very nicely, and and when you accept that you are enjoying your motherhood, try to be creative. Don't follow someone else has done, my mother has done so I'm doing it. Be creative, because you are a different person. You can take a next step that mother has given you, the mother has provided, your mother has given you. Take a next step. Be creative. Be positively creative. Explore, give them the maximum opportunities. But at the same time, watch which is her or his basic liking. Help, if it is positive, help to develop that by giving all the facilities, all the whatever is needed. And that will make good people, because when they come to us, as child, they have the basic thing that they are spiritual. Because if we are on this path, if most of you, if they are on this path, knowingly, unknowingly, we attract that. If we have done it cautiously, great. But if we haven't done it cautiously, because of our consciousness level, we attract that level of soul to our home, into our family. That is the law. And if that is the law, then we have attracted that person. Give him the instinct of spirituality. You know, becoming spiritual is not dumbness, as Swami Shri Yukteswari said. It is keen intellect, which focuses at one point. So, having that understanding, having that faith. First of all, whatever we are trying to do with in our children's life, we should have faith that it is true and it works. So that is a lesson for us to work on it. First, we have to develop the faith that whatever I am doing is right, it is beneficial, it is taking me ahead, and I'll try to give it to my child, which is given, that soul is given to you by God, by Guru, by Divine Mother. Always think that way. Never think that, oh, now I have my responsibility, so I cannot meditate, I cannot do this. Many people say that. I have that responsibility. Who gave you this responsibility? If you'll perform that responsibility, because life has phases. Try to understand. Even in the ancient Indian scriptures, it is said that it is brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas. So you all are in grahastha ashram, the householder's time. And householder's duties, dharma, is very different from one who is brahmacharya and who is in sannyas or vanaprasthashram. So it is very different, and it is broad. It is broad. It is encompassing everything: society, yourself, your family, everything you have to take care. And um, uh, even in our autobiography, what Babaji said to Lahari Mahasaya, I just waited for you to become a householder. I was watching all throughout when you were a small child and everything. And when he came, he became a married person with 5 children, a good responsibility of job. He came into his life and gave him Kriya Yoga. So that is the important stage of life. So whatever responsibility you are taking, nowadays I have heard that no one wants children, they don't want responsibility. I always think, oh, you take so many responsibilities. Bringing a good soul into life, or giving the opportunity to take birth and go towards liberation, is a beautiful responsibility towards this world, and if we can do that, it's very beautiful. So if you have taken the step, I see that many have taken that step, and they are looking forward to that. Be joyful within yourself. Things happen, of course. Wrong things happen, good things happen. But always have it that mind, this is my responsibility, and for that I should be very joyful, cheerful, because things are passing on to someone, knowingly, unknowingly.
Beautiful. We do have a few questions in the chat for you.
Okay.
Do you want me to read it to you?
When discipline is needed, how do we remain firm yet loving without anger and heaviness? Wow. First of all, you should know, I am doing it for his betterment or her betterment. Once you know it, make it a beautiful thing. Don't shout at them. Just make them sit with you. Slowly try to convey what you want to say. Tell him the pros and cons, why you are saying so. On day one, don't expect them to change, because they go out, they have the influences of the society, friends outside. But we have that responsibility to imbibe in them one thought, that my parents are telling me something good and right. That is the response, that is the main thing we have to create when they are very young, maybe at the age of 2, 3, 4, something like that. And once they develop the thought that my mother and father, whatever they say is for my betterment and my protection, they try to listen to you. So here, many things we have to imbibe in them. Small disciplines. Asking them. I think I remember still that when my child Sagar was very young, maybe 3 years or something, for 5 minutes I would ask him to sit cross-legged, with hands like this and like this. Maybe for 5 minutes. And he would always look at the watch, and immediately after 5 minutes he would get up and run away. But I would make him to sit for 5 minutes. So slowly he developed that thing of sitting in one place calmly. Then whenever I had to teach him reading, I would start reading with him. First I would read and he would listen. Then slowly I would pass on the book to him and ask him to read few sentences, and I would read. Then slowly I would handle the book towards him completely, and then I would listen. That is how, small habits are developed. A vivid reader or observer, or the person who can think, just always be loving, because you should be. We are not loving or we anger when we are not convinced in ourselves. And we want the things to happen immediately. That is the desire. Master said that when the desire is not fulfilled, anger comes. But when you know that slowly I am going to do it on the day one, because he has brought some luggage of his past vrittis, and we are changing it if there is anything wrong. And there must be something wrong. That is why the soul has come to this world. We have to accept that. At the same time, we have to accept I am also not perfect. I am also developing. Because, once I said this and someone laughed a lot. I said, when Sagar's birthday is my birthday, because Sagar was born, then I was born as a mother. Till that time, I was Suvarna. But hey, when my responsibility changed, my total approach towards life changed when I become a mother. So things should change within us also. Lot of patience, lot of, not comparing your child with anyone else's child. Never compare. You set up your bars. You should get this much marks, or you should do this much. But don't compare that child is doing, so you should. Then his total approach towards life will change, that it is a competition. It is not competition within myself, that I should do better, I should do. You can increase the bar for him, but not in comparison with others. Bring your bar. Of course, we have to do that. If we want him to be highest or her to be highest or doing something very good. But no, if we'll get angry, we have missed the point. That means we are imposing ourselves on someone, and who doesn't understand why my mother is cranky and angry with me, because they don't understand. And that is why, and we should eat it that way. Servant, could you share how you stayed even-minded and cheerful in the moments when it was difficult for you? It was not always like that. Sometimes we fail to maintain that cheerful and even-mindedness. But I would tell you one thing. We have to train our child in such a way that sometimes they guide us. In my situation, few times things happened that Sagar told me. He would call me you are wrong. Say sorry. As a small child also. And I would say sorry. Sorry, yes, I'm wrong. That thing I did. And then he was happy that his thoughts were right, with the thought that his thoughts were right, and mother accepted it, that my thoughts were right. So the my relationship with the child should be a friend. So that makes him cheerful. Difficult, of course, but then I would do that. And if my outward things are not good, I would tell my son, today I am disturbed like this. If anything goes wrong, please help me. So the relationship developed was on a very different level. I was never a boss or some bossy mother, and it was a different. I don't know how it became. It is God's grace. So always call in your life for guidance, God or Guru or whatever power you pray for. Right? Call that help you in right direction to guide your child, because he has given you that child. Always have that tongue. And then once you think that, oh, this child is given, I'm getting angry with him. He is given to me by God and I wanted it. So now I cannot say, I cannot do wrong things in my life. Keeping it in mind again and keep it simple, to become a mother, to become parents is a very natural process. It is not something that we are doing something different. Only thing is that the child should become good. That is because otherwise also it is going to grow up. But it should not be headache to you and society as a whole. He should be giving something nice to society in return. That is our gift to society. When we will give a good child to the society, that we have served the purpose of serving the society. So think that way whenever we are doing it. It is God's grace that He has put me in this role, that where I can share something. It is, I never think that I did anything, but I was always open to whatever was happening. Few things very weird happened, but then also I was accepting and doing it and following it. And I think everyone can do that. Everyone can do that. And yeah, cheerfulness should be your nature. So change that. If you are not cheerful always, change within yourself that cheerful nature. Master has given many fruits, and I think that cherry is for cheerfulness or something. Start eating them. I'm just joking, but yeah, do anything for remaining cheerful. Whenever there is not cheerfulness in your nature, sit and say, think, what is wrong with me? Which thing has taken away my cheerfulness? And try to work on it. And you will find it. There is something which is hurting you and not making you cheerful, is not allowing you to be cheerful. And then for that time, you can change your dress code, you can eat something cheerful, you can listen to something cheerful, talk with your cheerful friend, get into that, talk with your child with cheerful thoughts, your husband, family members, but bring your consciousness to cheerfulness. And then even-minded, in parents' case, to remain even-minded is very hard, because they feel that my child is the ultimate in this world. And so they don't accept that my child can do something wrong and something like this. For that, little wisdom is required, and to be even-minded, and trying to feel that the way I am mother of my child, the same way that lady is mother of that child, and accepting, making friendship with each other. Because children have no bias. Children don't like we fight or we have an uneven mind. They don't have in reality. Slowly they develop, trying to, when we do all these things, because they observe us. And yeah, they are always, that they have that is the greatest power God has given them as children, to be observer. They learn speaking just by observing the lip movement. Autobiography of a yogi is saying that by lip movement and just by listening, they observing. Even listening is observing through ears. And by observation, they learn to speak. So that much power we have as a children. So try to understand how much they are observing every thought of us, every thought. And yeah, so as a parent, we have a great responsibility. But once they are grown up, maybe I would say at the age of 14, 15, then you can say you are a little bit safe, because though something is happening around them wrong or right, they know what is to pick up. And by that time, you should be friend of your child. Your child should feel, my mother, my father is my friend. I can go and discuss whatever is happening in my life and take their advice, guidance. By that time, this is the responsibility. It is not just doing something. And this is a creative work. Lot of creativity is required to become a good parent. And yeah, it's a beautiful job. It's a beautiful job and full-time job. It is not that you are doing many things and in that you are doing parenting. It's a full, though it is you do it with others, this is a full-time job. Think that way. It's a full-time job I'm doing with everyone. So the emphasis will change. That is what I want to say. The emphasis should change. So whether I'm working, my first priority is my son. I'm working here, yes, but my one thought is there always. The way Master said, whatever you are doing, God should be behind, on the background, He should be there. And when you are parent, child should be it is your dharma. Because dharma is not religion. Dharma is right action. And it changes according to the need of the life stages. It is not the same when the child becomes 35 or 40 or something. It changes. There will be love, but the things will be different. The discussion will be different. And understanding will be different. So always emphasis should be there. Maybe outwardly we are doing anything. On the background, we should think, okay, now finishing this, I should go back and connect with my child. He needs me. When the children are young, very young age. I have seen when I would send my son to babysitting and go to office. And at 4 o'clock, he was knowing that my mom comes at 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, he would completely pack his baggage and everything and would be ready that I would be coming. And if at all I would make it 4:30, he was so nervous. She didn't come. So that is a nice thing also. It kept me focused that finish your work and come back again to him. And that was a good lesson for me. I enjoyed my motherhood, basically, I would say. I enjoyed. I don't know, maybe, of course, we are with these souls in the previous life, so they come to us again and again. Maybe the relation is not the same. Maybe in the last incarnation, we were not their mother and son. Maybe they were our parents. They were our friends. But they were around us. And so they have come to us. And thinking that way and working on these things is beautiful, I think. Yes, Gayatri, do you have anything to
say? Thank you for joining us and sharing your experience and wisdom. And we can close with maybe a little prayer for our families.
Yes, please, you do that.
So let's just close our eyes, taking a few breaths, connecting with our heart. Let's visualize all of our families all around the world. Visualizing these families being uplifted, full of joy, full of light. Feeling Master holding them, guiding their homes. And as we are starting, many schools are starting, let's just feel our children expanding their independence, their wisdom, that they may be guided in truth and in joy. And inviting Divine Mother to help us in that journey of lifting our children, guiding them, that they may be light in the world and service to others. Let's rub our hands together, sending out 3 ohms, blessing all of our homes, all the world. Om Shanti. Amen.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Gayatri, for calling me.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you.